All right, everyone, today's role analysis is with Marek. And this first position where you kind of make that first grip and you dive into your guard, you're always exposed. You can see he starts to cut immediately outwards. I pull his knee back in, and thankfully he just settles into a knee cut position, but he could have grabbed my head because in that moment my head came way too close to his left arm. As I grab my favorite grips, that collar sleeve, I'm able to kind of slow him down. Combinations exist in all kinds of criteria. For example, you have range combinations and speed combinations. So you see he went from slow inside to fast outside. Really nice attempted Toriando, but I use my hand to support my leg and swing it over to rebuild my guard. Reset the distance between my hips and his, and I use that classic high leg re-guard maneuver, and I kind of keep a spider here just to lock in the distance between us. You can see my foot is still on his wrist and or elbow, and he uses quite a bit of energy in this exchange, and I pull his arm through to start to attack the triangle, and I think we're both happy at this point just to take a neutral position. Right off the bat, he came out pretty aggressive with that pass. So now I'm a little more wary of when he just sits there and then he slips to the outside to try to hit a pass attempt. That being said, it's a lot of energy for him. Every time I try to go to quarter guard here, he shuts me down because he's keeping his butt so low that there's no space between his calf and his hamstring. I can see he either wants to scoop under my leg or stuff it and step over it, and he's trying to restrict that lapel feed, but I finally got it. That lapel feed is one of my favorite positions to play that will eventually funnel me into quarter guard. Sometimes I take the guard first and the lapel second, and sometimes it's the opposite. Then I take my second favorite grip right there. You see that pant grip. With these two grips, I'm normally pretty set. It's very hard to not get swept. Because of his experience, he knows the sweep is coming, so he tries to sit into a guillotine, and I normally get the pass, but he uses it to sweep. But at this point, he gets the very deep guillotine position. It's a little bit of a modified guillotine. There was a recent clip of Gordon Ryan doing this to someone, and I can tell you that this was very tight. Normally, I don't get too phased by guillotines, especially in that sweeping position. So all I do is I kind of rock my hips, and I try to create some movement to try to dislodge the guillotine. All I know is I don't want him to pull me into a closed guard, and I don't want him to land in top mount. Now, I did manage to kind of get the sweep here, but I can say that choke was quite close. And so now I start that outside passing similar to the position he was playing. You can see my elbow is inside his thigh. I'm trying to stay compact so I can punch that underhook, which he's not giving me. So I control his leg, the knee shielding leg, and he switches to this ghost spider position. I try to use my other leg to clear his reverse Del Eva hook, but he's doing a really nice job staying sticky with that hook. I'm not completely decided on which way I'm going to move yet because he's not really giving me any obvious openings. As he feeds that lapel, I pull my knee to the ground. You can see it's kind of caught in the lapel, so I slide back and I try to wiggle it in, and once it hits the ground, I definitely feel a lot better. As he gains control of my sleeve, I was worried for a moment, but that ended up exposing the underhook, and I put my head beside his ear, and this is one of my favorite knee cut positions because I can load my weight forward and slip for the knee cut. He very defensively pulls his bottom knee, his right knee, tight to his elbow. So I know I just have to move around because he's never going to give me that side control. And once I go to north-south and he opens up, then I'm able to reestablish side control. I get that lapel feed, which is typical of anyone looking for a canto choke, but Guy Mendes would often use it just to control the upper body. As you see, I step over there. He does a nice job blocking with his forearm. If he goes up too high with that arm, I get a reverse triangle. If he goes too low, I get the canto choke. So he does a good job tracking on both ends, and he turtles. Immediately, I try to at least get a lapel grip. You can see I'm too far forward, but he really seals up that space for me, and I can't really get too much going. The trade-off is it's hard for him to recover because when he stays up so defensively balled that he won't be able to recover, and when he moves, that's when he'll have to open up. So sometimes I find it's just best to be patient and stay tight. As he tries to roll through, he ends up getting a little extended and flattened, and I'm able to punch my hook. He tries to turn out, and I stay with him so that I can get my second hook. And now I'm looking for the lapel. You can see he's trying to create an angle relative to me. But I use that body triangle position to lock our orientation, and then I get the lapel. And that's quite difficult from there once I get my leg over the shoulder to kind of create any further rotation to escape. In our second scenario, the classic featherweight IBJJF start with the double pull. And you can see he's quite aggressive right off the pull, but I can see definitely his gas tank. He used quite a bit in early exchanges. As I go for his foot, he tries to roll out. And at this point, I'm not sure if he's going to take my back or not, especially because he trained a lot with the Bolo King Darson. But I have the foot and I just have to clear my second leg, which he's blocking with his shin, but also his pant grip. And as soon as I clear that leg, and you can see the bite comes in and out, there it is. All I have to do now is clear my knee. And as my knee slips through, I'll insert that butterfly ashi, some people call it, or the Musumeci hook or the Doderline hook. And he does an excellent job posting on his hands here. So I can't quite get the leverage to finish. I just have to find a way to there. You see how I rotate his hips? Now his butt will fall, and there I can finish with the ankle lock. It's quite difficult to stop from there. Here we start from standing again, and I'm preparing for the tournament and he's helping me. So I'm pretty sure he got 2 points for timing the guard pull, but he also goes straight into a guard pass, which is excellent. I always think the best way to pass someone's guard is right off the pull. I pendulum a little. I thought I was just going to off balance him. I was a little surprised I got the sweep, but I managed to come on top. Controlling that pant grip allowed me to maintain top position. As he tries to fight back to the top, I attack the neck so that he'll give up on that. And as he turtles, I enter into this Kimura trap position. And my goal is essentially to remove his forearm from the equation. The reverse triangle here allows me to attack the arm and get the finish. Huge thank you to Marek, who helped me get ready for the IBJJF Masters Worlds, coming out of his way to help me.